Cooperation and conflicts. Okay, three different things that are going to really kind of cause a big ol' war going on here in 1914 in Europe, and then eventually pretty much the rest of the world. The first of the big CNC is politics, secondly economics, and then thirdly social differences. Okay, people are kind of a little bit different around Europe and the rest of the world at this time period. These are going to go and cause a number of different issues, but for this video we're just going to dive into the biggest and the bestest, in my humble opinion, politics. Okay, CNC, conflict and compromise in politics. First thing that you need to understand about Europe at this time period is the process of democratization. Okay. Now, if you break this word down, you're going to get the word democracy. Okay, we already talked about what is a democracy back in Unit 1. A democracy is a system of government in which people are elected, kind of that majority rule system of government. So a democratization is when Europe is going to be moving away from the past, where they had lots of monarchies, to a different form of government known as democracies. Okay, where they're going to be electing individuals to represent them. The majority rule is going to be happening. So the vast majority of countries in Europe at this time period are becoming democracies. Additionally, okay, it's important to understand that by 1914, all European powers, so all the powerful countries in Europe, the ones that are very strong and kind of really running the show, had elected lower houses of parliament. Okay, so parliament is simply the lawmaking body within a democracy. Okay, so the other ones who go and they make the laws, you're elected and they are subject kind of to the majority party, a bunch of stuff like that. But the important thing to realize is Parliament makes laws. So by 1914, these European powers had elected lower houses of Parliament. Okay, so they've elected members to represent them and make those laws. Additionally, it's important to understand that a majority of the adult male population was enfranchised, which simply means they had the ability to vote. So by 1914, the vast majority of Europe was democracy, or had a democracy, and those people in that country, okay, the majority of those adult males had the ability to vote. Sadly, at this time period, women really did not have the right to vote in the vast majority of the world. That's going to be changing very quickly, though. But in 1914, majority of the adult male population in these European powers had the ability to elect members of parliament. Additionally, the press was relatively free, meaning people could publish whatever they wanted, whether it was criticizing the government or not. The government could not really interfere with what was going on. For the most part, there was a little bit of that happening, but the vast majority of this stuff, the press was free. People could publish what they want to publish and spread ideas how they want to publish it. The old saying, the pen is mightier than the sword, is going to play a large role in what's going on here, but the press was relatively free. Additionally, citizens could form political parties and pressure groups, so you could unify with one another and other people who have similar political views as you, and you can try to get stuff done. You can also form pressure groups where you're trying to influence government to do a certain thing that you want government to do. That's all going to be happening at this time period. And why is this significant? Okay, be able to explain the significance of these different things. Free of the press, okay, allows you to spread ideas relatively quick and easy. And these political parties are going to be using that to get people unified and rallied up for what they want to do. Okay, same with those pressure groups right there. Be able to explain the significance of a free press and the ability for citizens to form political parties and pressure groups. Hint, hint, hint. Okay, significance, that came up way too early. Pop these all up right here at one time. Additionally, in Austria-Hungary, Germany, and Russia, these systems and countries are going to have monarchs. They're not going to have the elected officials and the democracy like they have in the other places. But it's going to be these monarchs that are going to be here in Austria-Hungary, Germany, and then Russia. Be able to kind of understand the significance behind that in these individual countries. Okay, as we already know, Austria-Hungary and Germany are going to be allies. Russia is going to kind of do Russia's own thing because Russia does that. Additionally, it's important to understand that this time period, though, the military chiefs were not subordinate to civilian statesmen. So they are going to be the ones who are listening to what the monarch wants to say and do, not what the people want to do. This can cause a number of problems. The significance behind this is you have one individual, for the most part, these are a lot of times absolute monarchies. This one little individual is going to be the one who is in charge of the military, making the military do what he wants the military to do. It's going to possibly cause a number of different situations and problems, as we are going to see happening in Europe. Additionally, as international tension is starting to rise, public opinion is going to be polarized. Because people are either going to be very in favor of one thing or very opposed to one thing. There's not a lot of people sitting in the middle. It's either yes, we want this, or no, we don't want this at all. I'm totally opposed to that. This is going to cause a lot of tension, a lot of internal struggle within a country, and then a lot of different fighting going on at this time period as well. Moderate and progressive tendencies, case of more of the kind of middle of the line, is going to be offset by these nationalist and militaristic tendencies. Nationalism, you want to know what this word means? Nationalism is an intense pride in your country. You are American and you are proud to be an American. And if anyone tells you elsewise, you are going to punch them square in the face, okay? That is nationalism. Militarism is a belief that you need the biggest, the best, and the strongest military if your country is going to be the best, okay? So we put a lot of emphasis and a lot of focus on the military, a lot of emphasis and a lot of focus on their individual country. Lastly, it's important to understand that socialist parties were opposed to the wars of conquest and aggression, okay? They're like, we are not going to go and we're going to conquer lands. That's not a good idea. And we're not just going to go fight because we can fight, like to kind of show off our might. We're not going to do that. But we will go and fight for a war if it is fought for a just cause. Okay, so socialism, the party of equality, everyone's equal, the founding principles of socialism, and this whole idea is we're going to fight if it's a just cause, which is exactly what's going to happen in 1914. All these countries are going to be stating that they are fighting for a just cause and that they are the ones who God has really called to fight this war and to win this war. God is on their side, so they would say and believe, and that is it. Conflict and compromise, politics of 1914. Comment down below if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a great day.